I said, goddess, goddess. I say, goddess, 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 goddess. Where I am, in the middle of nowhere, I cannot even comprehend. But all that I know is that I sit down in the grass where I came from, little place, nature that where I do remain. I learned from the trees at an early age, confronted with reality. Had to deal with it in the right type of way. When the mushrooms came up on my path, I must say, then I started to learn that there are so many different types of ways. You start to come to peace with the fact that it is inevitably in the way that it is meant to be. You try to argue with the inevitable reality, having an argument with the universe. Are you crazy? I think that is a symptom of insanity. Desperation, trying to undo or come to terms with the fact, a lack of acceptance, now that is in the head. Awareness, self-control, I also ought to claim, so I must say, provocative type of state that is occurring in my brain. It is going to branch out like neurochemistry. You see, as it is abundance that gets it deep within me, the fortune that I seek. Like the smoke, I go up and I do not even wonder where I am. Because you know you think that you can comprehend, but I am. So I go in the way you've got to feel beyond the formalities in your brain. But is that it's just like the wave, the motion, the fluency, like this is just okay. As you try to do it, it will go in that way. Try it more and more and then it will just stay. Elemental state. Do not try to bother my brain with things that others may put up on their own way. I just sit still and meditate. The mood is going to move on anyway, so I just study the movement, prepare for my next move. Put a bit of thought into that what I do all of the way. The impulsivity, now you have got to train. Not too much, not too little, not too fast and not too slow. All of these parameters, like how would you even know? Adaptation, now trust the situation, then your creation. Autonomous like body, this is function, call within the context that is this place. Trajectories leading to destinies, now forming reality. Altering states, different ways, different waves, different patterns that occur all over the place, different forms of life. And I'm like, how could it be? But you study, then you start to see it is not impossible to grasp, but it is so easy. Do not look at the past unless it serves a purpose. Now the principle, apply it universally, given that you are moving calmly. Be contentious, now you see appreciation arise deep within thee. No more of those restrictions and boundaries. Natural byproducts, now that is what it be. The principle from out of the wisdom from living through it, you see. I thought it was over, huh? We're not over yet. We're still up within the zone. Dashified, we worked at the show, yo, you better get to know. This is the Dash Zone, DASHIFIED. This is my type of way. CODEKING, C sharp, object oriented, you see. Yeah, started with the C, it was a bit too complex, but I started to do it like every day. But then I started to find out that there was this thing called C++. Then I started to educate my brain on that, and I say that I could create many different types of things, like cool little tools. Made like 10 tools a day every day for like years straight. Then I started to turn it into something more serious, okay? Started to create Win API UIs. Now I am starting to see that it could be more easily. Saw the web dev next to me, started to create the projects that they had laying at the school, and I did it just for fun. Felt like I want to create, like getting something done. Always had the tendency to think systematically. Nobody could comprehend me because it was not in terms of the ordinarity, standardized human terminology, but rather in a format that I can merely perceive to be, and that is okay to me because computers can understand. So in regard to being able to comprehend better, get to understand that it is in a way that goes beyond the ability to comprehend the way. Because you know it is just in this type of way, regardless of the way that we be speaking about it anyway, like STDCOU out. Yo, this is what I am about. Process don't kill, they say, but I am like, no, not my way, because I am not an executable. Rather I am here, the operating system, and to operate the ownership. Now this the administrator, this is just what I got. Sudo command, the app get update though. Solution, patch the vulnerability out of the way though. Yeah, reverse engineer the processes in my brain, and I am like I could have created in a different type of way. Improvise, that is the way. This shit's heavy. This shit's heavy. Shit, I didn't even realize I already clicked record, but yeah, this shit is heavy. You know, I play like 3-4 seconds of the beat, so I can like attune myself to whatever the patterning is. Don't know how it works. Well, right now I cannot recall the knowing. Let's put it like that. Pretty high. High up in the sky. On Venus, where I am at today, with the aliens just going through the Mac drive, I say, talking about constellations that we perceive within the brain. Have you observed how science is translating through this place? As it is adapting like every single day, changing in its own type of way, turning the metaphysical in physically apparent parts of reality yet to conceive. Now yeah, you can see it could be like if you measure it accordingly. Experimentation type of flow, feel reaction, better know actual reaction, but you already knew, because I was like, yo, this is just what I do. I'm just looking at this as it goes, because you know that is a natural type of flow. Natural type of flow is the example, because I'm trying to go naturally. Do not want to be hindered, now I need to stay purely. This is that sense of purity, so I just look at all of the trees that are just green, regardless of the weather that is all around them. Look at the wind that is hitting them, and sometimes they fall down, but I look at them and I am like, yo, they are doing what they are doing right now. Quite observant as I be, I'm looking at all of the trees as they are just having that sense of versatility. One time was in a tree, well, I had a bit of psilocybin in my brain, and I was just like, yo, this quite insane. The trees moving around because of the wind that I'm in right now. Felt like I was going to fall, heard the leaves whistling, and I was like, this is what I want. The rustling sound so soothing, you're still in my brain. I cannot go away, need to keep on feeling this a bit longer, okay? So I went to the place, meditate, made the memory significant. That is what I can say 2 years later, that I was in that place, in that way, thinking in this way. Now I must really say